Now, yesterday, Nio officially on their website announced that they will be reporting their Q4, or announcing rather their Q4 earnings on the 5th of March, which is next month. So we've discussed a bit on what to expect, or some of the important things on those earnings. And today, ladies and gents, I want to also not discuss the good things that we can expect from those earnings, but there is one side or one thing that, ladies and gents, I think I'm a bit worried going into the Q4 earnings, and I want to discuss that with you on today's video. I mean, on the gross margin, or when you look into the gross margin, Nio's Q4 gross margins for 2022 were around 3.9%, which I think personally we are going to see Nio thrashing the gross margins and report much better gross margins than even the Q3 gross margins of 8%. I mean, Q4 2023 gross margins were around 3.9%, which I think that is going to be an absolute beat, because, ladies and gents, we've seen, especially from Q3, gross margins of Nio improving, and this is as a result of course, prices of lithium going down sharply, which is something that is pretty good, and the deliveries of Nio improving, which is something that is also good. So gross margins, I think, is going to be a straight beat. I think also in revenues we might see some good beat, or a straight beat, especially when we look into the fact that Nio's average car sale price went up, or probably went up, because of the kind of sales we were seeing Nio, of course, reporting on some of their most expensive models like the ES8. ES8 did pretty good in the fourth quarter in terms of sales, and therefore I think that will make of the average sale, when you look into their cars, of Nio sort of like going higher, which I suppose that will also help in improving, of course, the revenues, together with also the gross margin. So revenues, gross margin, I think is going to be a straight beat. EPS, we might see Nio beating analyst expectation also on the EPS. Cash and cash equivalents is something that we know that with the Abu Dhabi investment coming and inject a couple of billions into the Nio company around Q4, it definitely means that the cash and cash equivalents of Nio have improved, and we might see it being over 8 billion in Q4, or when they report their Q4 earnings. So all these things are good about the upcoming Q4 earnings, but what worries me or bothers me a bit is the guidance that Nio might give on for the Q1 of 2024, or the kind of deliveries that Nio is expecting to deliver for Q1 of 2024, because you will know that so far for January, we know that Nio sold or delivered just over 10,000 deliveries, which represented an 18% increase year over year. That is something that we know from the January deliveries. February deliveries, though we don't know the figures yet, it's not looking good. I mean, we are coming from the Chinese New Year holiday, and from the NEV insurance registration, though they don't show the exact figures, it is showing that, ladies and gents, the numbers are low. We don't know if Nio will match the 12,000 which they report in 2023 in February. We don't know that, but it's going to be very difficult. So the guidance, to me, it is that thing, and it is very important onto those Q4 earnings. It is that important thing that I hope to see at least Nio beating, of course, the kind of deliveries they saw back in Q1 of 2023. I mean, Q1 of 2023, you will remember that Nio sold just over 31,000 deliveries. So as long as they beat those deliveries which they reported last year, I think that we are good. Then all the earnings, all the aspects, or when you look into all the corners of the earnings, we might see, of course, then everything will be good. But if Nio announces a guidance that, ladies and gents, is lower than that of last year, I don't think it will be good. So I just hope Nio can sell as many vehicles as they can to try and beat the over 31,000 vehicles they reported in Q1 of 2023. That is what I hope for. That is what I really want to see. And not that I'm becoming negative, it's just that it's scary, especially knowing, or especially looking at the NEV insurance registration, which don't show the actual sales. But it's just a bit scary, honestly. But I just hope that even though Nio maybe might not be the 12,000 deliveries which they reported back in 2023 in February, at least March, can it be that month when Nio delivers over or almost 20,000 vehicles, then that will of course revive the entire Q1, and we are easily going to beat the deliveries or the kind of sales that Nio delivered in Q1 of 2023. So that is my only concern, or that is the only thing that personally I'm worried about. But I hope for the best, and I hope to see Nio of course coming out and everything is positive on their earnings, so that at least even the share price can recover. I mean, there are so many people that are hoping that the Q4 earnings be the ones to revive the Nio share price. I'm also one of the people, and as we are approaching those earnings or the Q4 earnings, it's one of the things, guidance is one of the things that of course I think when I just open the earnings, maybe it might be the very first thing that I look at, because ladies and gents, it is the only thing that is making me a bit worried when I look into the deliveries that Nio has done to date, especially the January and part of February. And part of February, I mean the NAV insurance registration that we've been seeing coming for the month of February. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the likes button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. Before you buy Nio for the very first time, or before these upcoming earnings, do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. I mean, Nio is one of the stocks that are quite volatile, and therefore you need to do your own due diligence so that at least you don't get to panic sell. And one thing for sure is that future is looking bright for Nio, even though maybe the guidance might come out bad or not better than those vehicles they delivered last year. I think in the long term, Nio, it's still looking pretty good, and I remain long and strong onto this new stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.